you doing tonight? This is the Music City Scene on Screen, and I'm your host, Dominic DiMiola. And tonight, we've got Dan Danielson, a very accomplished violinist, and man, he is so great. I'm telling you, man. This man has been to Juilliard School and has studied there, and he's went to Yale School of Music, and man, he graduated from there too. Man, I want to hear some Bach tonight. You're going to start off with some Bach tonight.
Yes, I will. Yes.
And then after that, after we get through conversating, he's going to play some Mozart. But first, he's going to play some Bach. And that's Johann Sebastian Bach. And break it off. Or break us off some Bach. I want to hear it, man. All right, damn, man, what a fantastic uh, musical piece or group of pieces you've played tonight, man. And man, this is a fantastic night that we're having.
Oh, thanks so much, Dominic.
Man, give me a shake on that, man.
Thanks, man.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, first, as a little disclaimer, I felt pretty shaky coming in here today. Some things were going on. I wasn't able to practice for like a few weeks, and so I warmed up a little today. But I'm glad I came in, and so just but it's never good to make excuses. So I'm not doing that. So, but it's been a pleasure to meet you. I'm a native of Hartford, Connecticut, and you mentioned that where I went to school and so on. Right now I'm here obviously in Nashville. I'm getting ready to go to Chattanooga soon for a gig with the symphony there.
Oh man, that is
and
awesome.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, man, that is so awesome, man. A lot of people don't get that opportunity.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's a tough field, and to say the least.
Most of the time people just get the opportunity to watch a symphony or an orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
But for a lot of the time, people just they don't even care to watch an orchestra, because they don't care about classical music or Baroque period music or Romantic period music.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't entice them.
Right. I think it's perhaps in the upbringing. I think it's something that's missing in our culture, that young people just don't have the exposure to it. Mm-hmm. And when we were talking earlier, and immediately we started talking, and you told me about your background, how you were always reading and learning about classical music, and you have a wealth of knowledge about it. And I was tickled, to be honest with you. I was like, this guy is very cool, because you just don't get that with people even of our age, and particularly younger kids. They should have more exposure. I know some of them do. But I mean, whether you're going into music or you play music or not, you should have exposure to it. And I mean all different kinds. I came to Nashville, and I never listened to much country music, but just being here, you get the influence of it. Yeah. And that's something too. You're enriched by listening to all types of music.
Well, yeah. I love all music, but all music comes from classical music, or medieval period music, or Baroque, and then medieval period went to Baroque, and then it went on to classical, then it went on to the Romantic period.
That's a tradition.
Well, then,
yeah.
I can go on, and you can talk about this. It was because my family started me out as a kid listening to classical, because they told me as a child that it would help me out and further my brain function. And the functioning of my brain is, it's really helped me. And there's been a lot of things that have I've been through a lot of different things that have like messed me up, kind of like epilepsy and different things. And yet listening to Mozart, Bach, Brahms, Beethoven, Telemann, I can go on and on. But listening to all of that will keep your mind flowing and keep your brain growing.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, it's just like poetry.
Yes.
Poetry in motion.
Right.
It's, just like the ocean.
I was lucky
It just keeps on going and growing.
That's right. I was also fortunate. It sounds like you had wonderful parents, and I did too. Yeah. Although they're not musicians themselves, but I have an older brother who is a violinist. as well, and he plays in the New York City Ballet Orchestra.
Yeah.
And so I had that exposure to it, but my parents, they were cultural people, they were teachers, professors, and they exposed us to it, and they gave us the opportunity to do that, and just like you spoke about with your parents. And I think when you have that exposure at a young age, it makes all the difference, you know, in the world.
You know, when I was younger, I've had piano lessons and, you know, different things, you know, guitar lessons. I've never kept on with it. I just never done that. I just never done that. I was just always the type of person to listen to music, and I always got into other things. But to see someone else with the education and the appreciation, the logic, and the extraordinary just everything that you can do with your violin, it just makes me just want to just give you a high five, man.
Thanks so much, brother.
Man, it's just
Well, I hope
awesome.
maybe you'll have me back sometime.
Yeah, I would definitely have you back, especially when you come back from Chattanooga. Well, yeah.
Let's do it sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Just you gotta ride the Chattanooga choo-choo back, man.
That's right.
Yeah, keep on growing, keep on. Well, maybe in the future, man, I might be able to come down and see you, you know, playing one day, or you know.
I'd enjoy that.
Yeah,
I'd absolutely would.
Yeah,
I'll try to.
I'd really enjoy that, you know, to be able to see someone that that was right here, right in front of me, like 10 feet away from me, playing some Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, the father of the younger Bachs.
Of course.
and he was just like the god, I think.
Absolutely.
Of the Baroque period.
Yeah.
And you know, the Baroque period actually died whenever he died. They say that, but actually it is very true.
It is.
And,
Yeah.
you know, six years later, though, guess who was born? Of course, Mozart.
Yes.
So whenever the Baroque period ended, the classical period was formed and just birthed. You know, it just started. You know, you know what I mean.
Sure.
It was all good.
Well, you know, for a lot of the younger people out there, I think, you know, depending on some of the artists, they're like, I mean, again, we've talked about it, that we enjoy all kinds, various types of music, and you know, including American music and the traditions we have here, jazz, rock.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it, how many people's music lasts for hundreds of years? I mean, a lot of the people that we won't name names, but do you think that they'll be still listening to many of the current, you know, musicians out there hundreds of years from now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not so sure.
No. Well, see, all of the music from the past, that's where all of the music from today, up to date,
That's
comes
right.
from.
That's right.
And,
So.
you know, see, all of that music of the past is the best because that's when there was no TV, nothing like that. I mean, they didn't
all the
have
distractions, and they had a chance
exactly.
to.
I mean, that's when everything that they was doing was where they had the method and, like you said, no distractions, and they put all their emphasis on their
Craft
in their
yes,
in their works.
Yeah. Well.
But man, this was a great show, man. And
Okay.
I'm so glad you came, man.
Thanks very much.
And man, I'm glad to meet you. Dan Danielson, man. He's awesome.
Thanks.
Thank